Okay, welcome back to Bounce Around Charleston. Okay, we've got two wonderful young ladies on our show today to talk about something that I think everyone needs to be involved with. We have Vanessa Frazier and we have Paulette Cryer, and they're going to talk about moms in prayer. Sister Cryer, Sister Frazier, thank you all for being on Bounce Around Charleston. Now, who wants to start and tell our public what's going on with moms in prayer?
Well, I'll start, Reverend Miller. Back in April of this year, our Episcopal supervisor, Mrs. Phyllis N. Green, and our Episcopal president, Sister Sandra Anderson, called and asked me, would I chair or be the state coordinator for a group called Moms in Prayer? And I said, Moms in Prayer? That sounds interesting, but I didn't know anything about it. And so we found out that our supervisor, Sister Phyllis Green, actually participated in Moms in Prayer while her daughter was in school. And so they decided to connect me with a wonderful young woman who is with us today, Vanessa Frazier, and I started to learn more about Moms in Prayer. The reason that I was so excited about it was because, it's for our children, and I'm a former educator, and so my passion is children. So I learned that this organization has really been around for a long time, and I say for a long time, but 38 years, and I had never heard of it. And guess what? It's in all 50 states, and not only is it here in the United States, but it's in 140 countries worldwide. And they have a passion for praying for children in schools. And so, as the AME coordinator, they put me in touch with Sister Vanessa, who is a phenomenal, passionate young woman. And we began to organize. So in the 7th Episcopal District, we decided we would organize by conferences. And of course, everybody wanted to know, does it have to be a mom? And so the answer is, oh no, as long as the person is a believer and does not mind praying, then we want you in our organization. So it could be a mom, a grandmother, it could be an auntie, any woman who is willing to pray for our children. And guess what? Even though we organize in the AME WMS, which stands for, AME African Methodist Episcopal Church, and then WMS is for the Women's Missionary Society, we are inviting all women of faith to join us, no matter the denomination. And so that's who Moms in Prayer is.
Well, now, Vanessa Frazier, thank you, Mrs. Cryer, for that information. But now, Vanessa Frazier, what motivated you to do this?
Oh, well, it was in 2018 that I became the state coordinator here in South Carolina. So like she said, Moms in Prayer has been around for a while. And, finally, the Lord just tapped me on my shoulder and said, okay, this is what you're going to do. And so working with the AME Church, working with women throughout the state of South Carolina, this is fun. This is fun ministry for me to connect young moms, older moms, seasoned moms, women, I should say, even those who say they pray. But Moms in Prayer introduces this wonderful, what we call the 4 steps of prayer to those individuals. It aligns with the scriptures, of course. We're talking about praise. We're talking about confession. We're talking about thanksgiving. And then we get down to the prayer, not only for the students, but also for the teachers. And that's my heart as well, because I believe we are those disciples on the ground in the schools. And, we have a high time of prayer every single morning here at the school that I work in. So to be able to gather moms each week, it's only one day a week, 1 hour a week. It's not about coffee or tea. It is about approaching God's throne of grace, where we can find grace and mercy to help in a time of trouble. So that's what we do in Moms in Prayer.
So why do our children need to be prayed for?
Well, I think that's evident.
Yeah.
We're
talking about the next generation of believers. We're talking about the next generation of apostles, prophets, teachers, evangelists, and pastors. We're talking about the next generation of you and Max sitting right there, and myself and Paulette, we're talking about the next generation of individuals, both boys and girls, that will learn to pray, to talk to God about what's happening in their lives and around their lives. And since they spend so much time at school, guess what? Those seeds would be planted and they're going to run with those things, but it takes prayer, approaching the God of grace to say, help us with this matter. We cannot do it on our own. The changes we want to see in education starts with God, ends with God, but he invites us to be a part of that process.
Now, with so much that's been happening in our school system, with the gun violence and those things that were happening, would this also be a motivating factor?
Absolutely. That was the first thing that was asked, when we heard about the shooting in Uvalde. And it was asked, do you think they had a Moms in Prayer group? Was someone praying for them? I don't know, but I do know that prayer is the most powerful weapon that the Lord has given to the Christian believer. And so that's why I wanted to be a part of Moms in Prayer. Very often we criticize our children. We're always saying what they're not doing and so forth, but are we mentoring our kids? And are we really taking the time to pray intentionally for them? And that's what Moms in Prayer does. It is intentional prayer. We actually pray for specific children, for specific schools, for teachers, administrators, as Vanessa has said. So if you are someone who really care about children, you're someone who loves the Lord, and if you can devote an hour a week, which is maximum, to joining up with 2 or 3 other women of faith, Moms in Prayer is a group you absolutely have to join.
Now, is there a time for a workshop? How do moms know what to do? Do you all teach them and talk to them about this?
What we do is we do have certain phone calls throughout the week, and where there's a conference call or Zoom calls, so that moms can jump on. We also have a website, and on that website, it does the same thing. We have a lot of training channels in the ministry of Moms in Prayers that can get them where they need to be. So yes, the training, we love to do it, and we look forward to doing it to any mom. And there's moms out there that say, well, I am praying, but we want to teach you more. We want to encourage you in the extraordinary God that we serve. So you get a little bit more than just prayer, but come be a part of those trainings, whether it's online, personal, in person, or through a Zoom or conference call. We look forward to having you.
Now, tell me something. How do you all connect with the women, and how can a person get involved?
Well, Vanessa,
Okay, it starts with visiting momsinprayer.org, the website. Again, momsinprayer.org, and join a group. As simple as that. It kind of lays it out for them. The website is very friendly, so please just go to the website momsinprayer.org and get connected through that web page. It will automatically connect women to, if you're in Arizona, it's going to connect you to the Arizona State Coordinator. But you're here in South Carolina, it's going to connect you to me.
Ms. Cryer, would you like to say anything?
Well, I was just going to say that now during the time of COVID, we now can use technology to connect. So before COVID, they would meet in person, go to a church or even at a park. But now you're in the comfort of your own home. All you have to do is connect via a conference call or even a Zoom room.
Okay, so do me a favor. Tell us one more time the website and what a person needs to do to get involved.
The website is momsinprayer.org. On the site, look for the section that says join a group or start a group. In all of that resource is online, and we look forward to meeting you as you register.
Well, we know down here in the Low Country, everybody knows Paulette Cryer, so they will definitely know who to get in contact with down here in the Low Country. Young ladies, we thank you all so much for being on Bounce Around Charleston. I thought this was such an interesting topic to talk about moms in prayer, because there has been so much happening with our young people, definitely in our schools. So we all need to pray. Not just moms, but dads need to definitely pray. And we thank you all again for being on Bounce Around Charleston.
Thank you for having us.
Quite welcome.
Okay, you heard it right here on Bounce Around Charleston. Moms in Prayer, wanting you to connect and pray for our children because they represent our future. We'll be right back after our break.